package. It's worth stocking up on before you get those symptoms.
We are exposed to toxins, people breathing on us, shaking hands, flying around in an airplane that other people had just gotten off of. You've got all of these situations where you can put your body into compromise. You need to address quick immune response, and that is done with the product Attack, Co-Resist, and Viral Aid, what we call immune response.
So, doctor, you start the regimen the moment you're feeling sick.
You get that precursor feeling of, honey, I don't think I feel real well, or I don't know that if I should be going to work. In fact, these products are utilized by a lot of different HR directors, hand these products to their people and say, go back to work. And it works. And that's why we're putting these together. These need to be on hand. And the beauty behind our products and the beauty behind using plants is that plants get richer with time. We need to have the ammunition to be able to deal with whatever is knocking at our door saying, we're coming to make you sick. And you're going, heck no. We're going to deal with this. We're going to make a change. That's when you reach for the immune response pack.
3 products: Attack, Co-Resist, and Viral Aid Immune Response. Over 200 capsules, enough for the whole family and for multiple use. Plus, free postage with promo code GEORGE. Stock up now at healthylooking.com or by phone at 800-526-3639. That's 800-526-3639. Immune Response from Dr. Millay at healthylooking.com.
As we age, the fatigue and failing endurance we feel can't be fixed with more and more caffeine. Introducing a new way to start your day, Super Beets Heart Chews. They're a tasty treat that give you the energy you need, and they're good for you. No more afternoon coffees, energy drinks, and candy for a quick pick-me-up. Add 2 delicious plant-based Super Beets Heart Chews to your morning routine and promote heart-healthy energy for your day without a caffeine crash. Because Super Beets Heart Chews' unique clinically researched grapeseed extract promote heart-healthy energy and normal blood pressure as part of a healthy lifestyle. The grapeseed extract used in Super Beets Heart Chews has been clinically shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure as a healthy lifestyle alone. Join more than 1 million customers, get free shipping, free returns, a 90-day money-back guarantee, and right now you get a free 30-day supply with your first purchase at noribeats.com or call 1-800-515-0053. That's noribeats.com.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is honoring America's heroes and their families with 200 mortgage-free homes this year in a moving tribute to the fallen. The foundation's chairman and CEO walked from the Pentagon to Shanksville and on to Ground Zero. More than 500 miles through 6 states in 6 weeks. The foundation brought Towers of Light back to the Pentagon and Shanksville Memorial in remembrance. And, in a first for the nation, the foundation read aloud the names of those who lost their lives to 9/11 related illness. On Veterans Day, another first. The foundation is reading aloud the names of people lost in the War on Terror. The foundation is also giving away a home a day through the holidays this year in its season of hope. Do good and help America to never forget. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
And welcome back. George Norrie with Mark Anthony, our final segment, author of The Afterlife Frequency in Your Calls. Mark, what do you say to skeptics who say there's no real proof that substantiates all of this?
I think that everybody has a right to their own opinion, but the truth of the matter is that just because we may not have the technology or the science to prove something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I mean, what were the stars before the invention of the telescope? People had all sorts of bizarre theories of what these lights in the sky were until we could see them. And then, when people were sick before the invention of the microscope, people thought that it was noxious vapors or evil spirits. And then with the invention of the microscope, then we saw that there were germs, fungus, viruses, all types of things that were making people ill. And because there's so much science behind this, particularly in the last, I'd say, 50 to 60 years, it was starting as a division of perceptual studies at the University of Virginia with Dr. Ian Stevenson, and now headed by Dr. Bruce Grayson, just to mention one of several locations throughout the world. I think that it's just only a matter of time. And to quote the great Neil deGrasse Tyson, the beauty of science is you don't have to believe it for it to be true.
Let's go to the calls now. First-time caller Joanne is with us in Pennsylvania. Joanne, welcome to the program.
Hi, George. It's good to talk with you.
Thank you. And who would you like Mark to look into? Whose life?
I would like anything Mark can share with me about my mom who passed 2 years ago.
Okay. Female energy coming through, and I'm getting a lot of issues that she may have been experiencing in her lower abdominal, possibly like the reproductive areas. Those could be, some type of a cervical or ovarian issues that she may have had at some point or toward the end. I'm also getting the sense that her passing was not a quick event. It seems like this took some time because I'm feeling this pervasive illness throughout my body. Also, a sense that this woman, and this very well may be your mom or somebody close to her or you, knew that she was going to die and actually had about as good an attitude towards that as could ever be expected. Does that make any sense to you, Joanne?
Yes, not the ovarian part, but the other part is right on.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know, why that may be an issue, and I don't want, you to volunteer anything about you. It may be something that she may be highlighting that you possibly or someone close to you needs to have checked. Okay, so let's see what she is wanting to transmit to you. Are you having a lot of problems right now with your ability to focus on things, like to concentrate? It doesn't mean like, your mind's wandering all the time, but I'm getting this sense from her that you're having a lot of distractions, and it's really hard for you to follow through, not because you don't want to, but it seems like there's just so many things pulling at you in so many different directions.
Absolutely.
Okay. She said not to worry, and she also said it's time for you to learn to tell other people no. And she doesn't mean that to be unkind to people. She said, Joanna, you've got to take care of you first and guide the people that are pulling at you that they have to start deciding for themselves their own solutions to their own problems. Okay? And what's with, I'm getting this sense from her, I'm tasting like real sweet and substances in my mouth, artificial sweetener. Is there any issue with you or that may have been with her with blood sugar levels?
She had some, and that was something that was just tested for me.
Well, I'm sorry, she had what?
She had high levels.
She had some issues with that.
With that, and that was just tested.
And that was something that just was tested for me as well.
Okay, so when a spirit gives us a message of an explanatory or advisory nature, and she was talking about you and, learning to say no and what's going on with the distractions, so she likes an explanation. But then when a spirit immediately follows that up and gives me an objectively verifiable fact, which is the blood sugar levels, which apply to both you just getting tested for that and her. That verifiable fact is how the spirit, Joanna, is letting you and I know that we have properly received and interpreted the message. And also, follow up on, whatever recommendations with your blood sugar, but also that with all these people and distractions pulling at you, he said it's time for you to kind of lay down the law and tell people no and focus instead on you. And that doesn't mean that you are being selfish. What it means is that you are taking care of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you. Thanks.
You too. What does that do for people when they connect? What happens to them, Mark?
It takes time for people to fully process and assimilate the messages. We all want everything to immediately make sense. But, I call after the reading the unfolding, and it can take hours, days, weeks, even longer. for the full impact of a reading to make sense. I was doing a session for this really nice lady about a month ago, and during the reading, her mother kept talking about radon gas and giving her a warning. Okay, and people say, radon gas is not something I ever think about or fling out there. And I got an email from her like 4 days ago, and she said that her daughter's house just tested positive for radon gas, and that her grandson sleeps in the basement, so they're getting him out of there. And it's like, okay, it didn't make any sense at the time of the reading, but a few weeks later it did. So this is what I call spirit intervention. And that's when spirit will give us the heads up on a potentially dangerous situation so that we can avoid it.
Let's go to Barbara in Lakeland, Florida. Hi, Barb. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure thing.
Mark, were you just wanting me to ask about a loved one connection, or can I ask another question about my life?
You can just ask about yourself, but he's not going to be able to psychically do it.
Okay.
See, there's a difference between psychic and mediumistic ability. I'm not a fortune teller, and
right,
I don't mean that in a negative sense, okay? So let me see. Well, we may have a spirit connected to you that might be able to assist. But go ahead. What's the question that you have, Barbara?
I was wanting to know about where and when I might find my next home. But I did want to comment about something briefly on my father's passing, because I thought you might have some thoughts about this. After he passed, his eyes were wide open, and they were the clearest blue. They'd never looked like that before, ever.
Wow, that's really amazing. What did that make you feel when you saw that, Barbara? I mean, obviously, it's very crushing to see someone that we love pass. But obviously this is stuck with you, and what did that evoke with you?
Well, it reminded me of the saying that, the eyes are the window to the soul. And because it wasn't my father's eyes anymore. I mean, it was like all of the pain and everything was gone, and they were just crystal clear. I mean, it was just beautiful, beautiful blue.
Yeah. Yeah, do you find a lot of dimes and pennies?
Not lately.
Interesting. He keeps talking about 10 and 1, 10 and 1, 10 and 1. So that could be 11. That could be the number 1, the number 10. That could be a date, but he keeps showing dimes and pennies. So that means, go ahead.
11th month.
You what?
My birthday is in November. It's the 11th month. I've got 11th and 7th. My date of birth adds up to a 7.
There you go. 11, the 11th month. All right. So, and what's with the Capricorn time frame, which runs roughly between December 20th and January 20th? He's showing me Capricorn. And that could be related to you or him or someone close to either of you.
I have no idea. I don't have any Capricorn close to me.
There's something coming up in Capricorn, and the thing is, I'm getting thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, something good. So, what was the first question that you had? Was it about some type of sale?
I'm wanting to try to find another home. And
Capricorn time frame. There you go.
Exactly.
So that's not too far in the future. So I'm getting thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So it looks like you'll be finding this new home within the Capricorn time frame. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you reaching out.
All right, good luck, Barbara. Hope everything works out. And next time Mark's on, some people check back with us and see what happens. And it's tremendous work you do, Mark.
Thank you, George. It's a responsibility, it's an honor, and it's very humbling. Because I look at myself merely as the custodian of this. It's to be used in the service of people. Spirits are not here to tell us what to do or to control our lives. They can guide us. Ultimately, what we do with our lives is free will. And that's a gift that we've been given. And it's important that we make each day count. The other thing, George, is people ask, well, how do you know that it's really a message from Spirit? Messages from Spirit are positive. They're about love, healing, resolution, and peace.
And warnings too, I
Peace.
think. Are they
And
warnings too? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's love. That's protecting. You know, when people say, "Oh, a spirit told me this," and spirits never are here to incite anger, bigotry, hatred, or violence. Those are not spiritual messages. Those are coming from somebody's ego, which is edging God out. That's a purely self-centered, narcissistic, internalized motivation. But true messages from spirits, from the divine, are always love, healing, resolution, peace, and like you just pointed out, George, protecting.
Let's go to Anthony in Baltimore. He's got a question about his father. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, how you doing, George?
Great. It's great to get you in here. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah,
Anthony,
so I'm 37 years old, and I've lost both my parents within the last 6 years. My mom just passed away December 12th, 2020. I was wondering if you're able to tell me anything.
Mom and
First
Dad.
off, I'm very sorry for your losses, Anthony. I've lost my parents as well, and even though I'm a medium, it still absolutely hurts.
Not easy.
So I know you want to talk to your dad. Let me open up and see who comes through. Okay. Wow. Okay. Male energy coming through, and I feel like my lungs are filling up with fluid. Now, this could be pneumonia. This could be some other type of lung disease. But the thing is, I just feel like I can't breathe. My ribs hurt. In fact, I'm feeling all my bones, all the connective tissues in my body hurting. So this could be a cancer, because sometimes when I get this sensation, cancer oftentimes gets into the bones, but it could also be different causes of death have a similar physical sensation, because I'm getting issues in all the connective tissues. But the concentration is on pulmonary, on lungs, and also I'm getting an erratic heartbeat, like ba-bump, ba-bump, like that. So he was having cardiopulmonary issues in addition to this whole body-wide inflammation and soreness. Does this make any sense to you, Anthony?
Yes, definitely. He passed away on the toilet, actually. I think it was a massive heart attack.
Massive heart attack. Okay. Hold on. Interesting. Sorry, I know I use the word interesting a lot, but he keeps showing you compartmentalizing things in your life. And he said that the way you deal with things, you're very systematic in how you go about, your business, your finances, everything that you do. And he said that you're also very good about compartmentalizing your grief, except that you're trying to contain it instead of expressing it. Now, this is not a criticism, Anthony. He's just telling you that it's okay for you to just let loose. And that doesn't mean you have to walk into a crowded place and, you could go somewhere private and just do that. But your parents say that you've always been very organized, very compartmentalized in how you approach things. Hold on. With your mom's passing, I get this dizzy disorientation, which is indicating that she could have been heavily medicated. This also could be something going on that was affecting her mental focus and clarity. And I also get nausea and vomiting, which is an indicator of difficulty eating and or holding down food prior to passing. That can also be a cancer indicator. Isn't always, but could be. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, she had cardiac arrest. She fell down the stairs here at the house and passed away.
Okay, so there's the dizzy disorientation. Got it. Okay, let's see what she wants.
30 seconds left, Mark.
Oh, okay. Anthony, she said you spoke so well of her, and she's so thrilled and so proud of you. So I don't know if you it seems like you said something, I don't know if it was at her service or something that you spoke so well of her. She wants to acknowledge that.
Okay, thank you very much.
God bless you.
You give people closure too, Mark, don't you?
That is part of the healing component of spirit communication, love, healing, resolution, because there's so many things that are all too often left unsaid, and we say, I wish I could hear from them, I wish I could say it, and that's one of the reasons spirits want to communicate with us, to resolve those issues, to, if you will, kind of balance out our karma.
The name of the book, The Afterlife Frequency by Mark Anthony. Website's linked up at coasttocoastam.com. He's also on our Beyond Belief television show as well. Mark, thank you. Always great talking to you. Up next, alien abductions on Coast to Coast AM.
Coast Insiders. The new version of the Coast to Coast AM app is now available for iPhone and now Android 4.0 and above. Listen live or on demand anywhere, anytime. Go to coasttocoastam.com and download it today.
Wants to give you the cleanest air possible, and the affordable Autumn series does just that.
The Autumn Desk is a revolutionary air purifier that transforms your workspace into personal clean air zones.
Unlike other air filtration systems that may take hours to purify the air, the Autumn Desk begins working immediately.
Put it right next to you while you work and create your own personal bubble of ultra-pure air.
This game-changing technology has been proven to remove 99% of all airborne pollutants.
Visit iqair.com/US to learn more. Give them a call, 800-500-4AIR, 800-500-4247.
Contractor license 1047-781.
Ken, it's Ken. What's the deal with the flashlight? What do you mean? Like on our billboards and on our trucks and stuff. That kid with the flashlight is me, Zach. Explain that to me. My dad was a big-time expert. So back when I was in grade school, he would always take me with him on repair calls at night. Made you hold the flashlight, didn't he? Yeah, and he would always explain to me how he diagnosed the problem. That's a good dad, that's what that is. And then he would show me the right way to fix it, not the easy way. So that flashlight is a symbol, huh? That flashlight says an expert will always see the problem that the other guys can't see. That's why you make sure all our guys are experts. Yeah, and when you repair things the right way, not the easy way, you're like that beam of light. Always doing the right thing for the customer. That's what the flashlight means, Zach. Thanks for telling me, Ken. Gettle. G-O-E-T-T-L. We know our business, and we know it well.
The Delta variant is making COVID-19 spread faster and more easily. Variants can be more contagious, aggressive, and deadly. But we know vaccines work. Vaccinated Californians have greater protection against serious illness, hospitalization, and death. We can help stop the spread and end this pandemic. Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Stimulating talk for independent thought. KFI live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI.
KOSC-HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
In Downey on the 5 South at the 605, that's a vehicle on its side blocking the Trans Road. Carson 110 North at Torrance is a crash blocking the 3 right lanes. And in Fountain Valley on the 405 North between Booker Street and Warner Avenue, that's a full freeway closure. All the lanes are closed until 5 a.m. And then Brea on 57 North at Brea Canyon Road, we got a work zone. The Beyond Ramp is blocked until Halloween due to some drainage work. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Zachary Sagan.
I'm celebrating National Beer Day by trying all the craft beers at Good Times Cafe, and of course all the Walt Brewskis too, staying the night, then doing it again. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morocco. Number 5.
You're a ball fan, and we've got all the ball games on Ball Inside TV everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 4.
It's National Pasta Day at Good Times Cafe. Cajun chicken, Alfredo, or spaghetti and meatballs for a special price, October 17th.
3.
Into the Woods giveaway. Get a roomy 2-person double tent when you earn 500 points on the reward card, the 18th or 19th.
Number 2.
Entertainment is back. Robin 6, live November 13th. Get your tickets now.
And the number 1 reason.
Good times and sideline stays never stop. Live music all weekend, every weekend.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
We've all heard that you've got the right to remain silent, but have you ever really thought about what that means? It's the police literally telling you to shut up. I'm attorney Darren Kavanoki from 1-800-NO-CUFFS. If you're in custody and everything you say can and definitely will be used against you, remain silent and just shut up. Just make your one phone call to 1-800-NO-CUFFS, the leader in criminal defense. 1-800-NO-CUFFS, because no one looks good in handcuffs, unless you're into that sort of thing. 1-800-NO-CUFFS.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Join City of Hope's Walk for Hope on Sunday, November 7th. Register and fundraise at walkforhope.org to support City of Hope's Women's Cancer Program. Cancer doesn't stop, and neither does City of Hope. Register today at walkforhope.org.
Why won't a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the smell good plumber.
Will you tell me how much to unsalt my drain?
$99.
But you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer stoppage. The Smell Good Plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost?
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you're like up front and everything. I just called a guy named Bubba who wouldn't tell me anything.
No Bubba's here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers who show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99.
Call us, 1-800-446-MIKE. Contact your license number, 399170.
KFI, AM 640. KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
I know people in my life who desperately want to see their party completely decimate the other political party. Let me compare it to the Giants-Dodgers rivalry. If the Giants don't have the Dodgers, part of what makes baseball great is taken out of it for
You
them.
end up talking crap about the Padres, and nobody feels good about themselves after doing that.
Jerry and Shannon, weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI.
Look, I'm not equating it to the mafia, but if you owe the mafia money, the one thing they want you to do is stay in touch with them. And it's the same thing with jury duty. As long as you're in touch with them and you need a little break here and there and you call in and you register on stuff, they're cool with you. But the moment you try to avoid jury duty by not responding and all that stuff, that's when they get pissed.
The Tim Conway Jr. Show, weeknights at 6 on KFI.
I was going through old postcards at an antique store, and the guy standing next to me didn't work there. He just says, what are you looking for? Oh, anything like this, has, Ohio where my dad grew up, or maybe the valley where I grew up. He goes, you want me to look through? And my wife steps in between us, and she looks at him, and she goes, he doesn't like this kind of contact.
The Tim Conway Jr. Show,
That's awesome.
weeknights at 6 on KFI.
You pick the top tier of 5 or 6 or 8 even, and say, these are the people we think have the best ideas, and we're going to use all of the other 13, 14 people to be the main advisors on how to get this ball over the touchdown line and end zone.
Can we dump
I
the
ran out
last
of
10
steam.
seconds?
Yeah, that last part where I tried to make a sports analogy and sounded like handle.
Jerry and Shannon, weekdays at 10 a.m. KFI.
I was seeing a young lady, right, when I was, young and one of the better surfers in COB. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Let's not get into...
You know how I know that's not true? Because you told a story about when you went to college and you had like a surf class and you never went.
Water skiing. Yeah, we never went water skiing, so I was too busy surfing.
So, the Tim Conway Jr. Show, weeknights at 6 on KFI. KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. shore. We'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing.
Premier Networks presents Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
Weak radio signals in the depths of space could indicate the existence of aliens, they say. The sounds detected by world's most powerful telescope appear to be from hidden planets. Experts think the signals are generated by a planet's magnetic fields interacting with the solar wind. The signals could potentially lead to the discovery of these potentially strange planets, including those home to alien life throughout the galaxy. Astronomers picked up signals from 19 red dwarf stars. That's amazing. At 1, Reverend Michael Carter joins us. His latest work is called Initiation, the Spiritual Transformation of the Experiencer, a guide for contact experiencers. And we're going to talk about ETs next on Coast to Coast AM. Let's talk right now, though, about the C. Crane CC Radio 3, the almost everything radio with the addition of Bluetooth, which is fantastic. Gives you that opportunity of radio shows and podcasts now available from any smartphone or speaker right through that CC Radio 3. And if you listen primarily to voice content, the CC Radio 3 is well worth the price all by itself. The audio quality for the spoken word sounds just like we're sitting right next to you. Separate bass and treble knobs can be adjusted to your perfect pitch to immerse yourself in audio clarity. The CC Radio 3, it has the ability for long-range AM and FM stations along with emergency capabilities like the NOAA weather band and the 2-meter handband as well. And it runs on the included power cord or a set of batteries for more than 170 hours. You can simply call C. Crane now or anytime to order the CC Radio 3 and get their new annual C. Crane catalog, which is a collector's item, at 1-800-522-8863. That's 1-800-522-8863. Visit them online at ccrane.com, ccrane.com. Also available at REI and Weimar locations and Amazon.com.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Angie's List is now Angie, and getting your to-do list done just got easier. Between back to school and with the holidays around the corner, it can feel like there's no time to tackle home projects. Whether you need help with emergency repairs or major upgrades, Angie matches you with top local pros who can get the job done right. Browse reviews, see upfront pricing, and instantly book hundreds of projects. Save time for what matters most. Book your next project at Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
And welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you. Let me tell you about Reverend Michael J. Carter. Moved to New York City in 1980, lived there for about 25 years, working as a professional actor before moving on to Asheville, North Carolina with his family. Michael is now an ordained interfaith minister, received his BA degrees and letters from the College of New Rochelle, where he graduated cum laude, received his master's in divinity degree from the Union Theological Seminary in New York City. Reverend Carter has written articles on UFOs and religion for publications such as UFO Magazine, Alien Encounters, the MUFON UFO Journal, and so many others. He has spoken at UFO conferences all around the country, appearing on radio and television appearances too. And a longtime UFO experiencer, he lectures extensively on the topic of religion and UFOs. And Michael, welcome back to the program, Reverend. It's been about 5 years, according to my records. Is that right?
I know, George. How are you?
I am great. I hope you are too. Everything good with the family?
Yes. You know, outside of for me, I have, a few allergies, and it's that time of year. I think I'll survive it.
You'll get through. We'll help you get through it, too. Well, that's good. It's good. It's been a long time, way too long. Let's not let 5 more years go by next time.
Oh, I know. But, you know, I've been keeping track of you, and things are going well, and yeah, let's not wait so long.
Tell me about the acting career before we get into this. That's fascinating.
Oh, my God. Well, it was long ago in a galaxy far, far away when I went to New York thinking I was going to be Denzel Washington or something, and I wound up doing some soap stuff, and actually I get a little pension next year from AFTRA, one of the unions. But I did some off-Broadway stuff and some musicals, but then I kind of wanted to switch gears. I wanted to serve, and it's hard, you know, in show business because most of the energy goes to you, you know, whether it's getting pictures, getting an agent, you know, and my friends were more excited for me when I got a job than I was, because I was like, okay, when this is over, guess what? I got to look for another job. So, but I used those skills that I learned, you know, how to communicate and that kind of thing, in you know, in seminary and in the church, and I'm a UU minister, which is a very progressive
right.
Denomination, and so I kind of found a home there. But those were some great years in New York as an actor and training and working, and I cherish them.
Was the transition into your religious work easy, or was it difficult for you?
Great question. It was easy for me in this sense, George, and I don't know how. When I was a child, I knew that I was going to be, at that time I called it a priest. That's all I knew. I knew that I wanted to have something to do with the church. I was just very comfortable in houses of worship, whether they were Christian or, you know, non-denominational. I was just very, very comfortable. And then as I got older, that shifted a bit to, I always knew that I was going to be in front of people delivering a message. At one time, I was thinking about becoming a therapist. I mean, they're kind of like the new priest, the high priest of our time, because people, you know, they function in the same way to a degree. It was just the being in the closet about these experiences. I could not talk about it. I could not. I had someone tell me, another clergy person, I trusted, and I mentioned it to them. And they said, Michael, I believe you. I think that's really possible. Now that I think about it, it's kind of condescending, but she said, if you ever want to have a career in this denomination, which was Unitarian Universalism, she said, don't you ever tell that story again. And a few years ago, there was a woman in our church, a donor, you know, had some means, and she was one of the founders of the church, and she wanted me fired because she said she turned on the TV, and she said, my minister was talking about little green men. And she came to, we had a board meeting, and but they stood up for me. My board stood up for me. They said that, first of all, it may be true. Second of all, he's not preaching this from the pulpit. He's not forcing these ideas on anyone. So we don't really see a problem. And that was very fortunate for me. But I've had things like that. I went to Union Theological Seminary. I did my undergraduate at New York Theological Seminary. Yeah. But I did my master's work, and to their credit, my first book, Alien Scriptures, Extraterrestrials and the Holy Bible, that began as my master's thesis. And they could have very well said to me, young man, you're not graduating from Jesus Christ. You better find another topic. But they embraced it much to my surprise. And a couple of my professors in systematic theology class asked me to stay on for a PhD, which I politely turned down because I didn't want to be 65 years old still paying for my education. So I dodged some bullets. And of course, you know, Reverend Dr. Barry Downing, a friend of mine, you know, I stand on the shoulders of a lot of people. And so I don't forget that either.
Michael, were you interested in extraterrestrials and UFOs and aliens prior to you becoming an ordained minister?
Don't laugh, George. No. Let me tell you.
It came after, huh?
Yeah, about 3.5 years ago, I just started watching Star Trek.
Wow.
Well, what rock were you under? It was just, listen, I just believed, you know, I was raised Baptist.
You're right.
Jesus was the way, the truth, and the life, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. What we saw now, human beings were the highest pinnacle of creation, and you know, that's where I was coming from. And then, after I had these experiences, of course, I went to a mental health